Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bosnian and welcome back to yet another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be discussing the animals coming to the world of Grand Theft Auto 6 when the game comes out. Now, obviously, everyone knows that there's going to be animals in the game, but the question is just how many different kinds of animals. And not only that, but can we hunt them? And can we also go as far as to skin them and sell their pelts and whatnot like you could in Red Dead Redemption 2? I would say yes, because I've said this before and I'll say it again, but the budget for GTA 6 is projected to be in the billions, and if this is true, then obviously the potential for the amount of wildlife we could see is completely massive. Considering this and the fact that the game is going to be taking place in and around the area of Vice City, I think it's safe to assume that any animals we could see in the state of Florida here in real life will be available in GTA 6. Not only that, but also fictional creatures such as the skunk ape or a giant sea monster, possibly, other cryptids. I mean, who knows what kind of fictional monsters they're willing to add into the game as Easter eggs and whatnot. I'll make another video discussing the other side of that, of these animals that, being these potential fictional creatures we'll see, but I'll save that for another video when I make it. In this video, I wanted to talk about all the potential animals, like the real animals we could see, and what kind of hunting we could be able to do. Now, this all depends on how big the world of the game is going to be. And in real life Florida, there are some national forests that exist in the state. Along with that, there are a lot of marshlands and swamp areas that could host a lot of different creatures. One of the obvious creatures that comes to mind are alligators. And in fact, there are even American crocodiles in and around that area. In Red Dead Redemption 2, we got a little taste of the swamp region of Lemoyne in the game and all the different creatures that we could encounter. Gators are everywhere in Florida, and it's obviously the first animal that comes to mind. I'm just envisioning running around in the wild areas of the world of the game and getting attacked by gators in the swamp waters. It just sounds awesome, and I think it wouldn't be too much different from Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm gonna go ahead and list a bunch of different potential animals that we could see in the game, because it's just interesting to see what we could expect to encounter when the game comes out. Keep in mind that in Red Dead Redemption 2 we had a lot of legendary animal versions of the regular animals that we could encounter, so I wouldn't rule out that idea of that coming to GTA 6 as well. So with all that said, let's go ahead and go down the list of the various different creatures we could see and encounter in the world of GTA 6. Now, when I list all of these creatures, that doesn't mean that this is like all of them, but it's definitely a large amount of them. So let's go ahead and go down the list of these animals. So with the mammals, they depend on freshwater ecosystems to supply a steady source of drinking water, food, native plants, and shelter. Florida mammals include panthers, otters, bears, raccoons, bats, bobcats, otters, beavers, squirrels, fox, deer, and rodents. One of Florida's best known animals is the manatee, and I think that's kind of crazy that we could possibly see a manatee in GTA 6. Of course, there's reptiles. Cold-blooded reptiles in Florida play key roles in the environment. Reptiles include alligators, turtles, tortoises, snakes, and lizards. Moving on to the amphibians, Florida's amphibians comprise a delicate wildlife population, especially sensitive to the pollution. They require our protection for their survival. Amphibians include frogs and salamanders. Now, with the insects, I don't know if they're going to go as far as give us insects, but I'm sure that when it comes to Rockstar Games, they would add enough detail into their game to even add bugs and whatnot into the game. Some insects in Florida are nuisances, but all insects in Florida are essential. Even mosquitoes, baby fish, and dragonflies eat them, serving as both predators and prey. Insects are a staple in the diets of many wildlife species, including fish, birds, snakes, and frogs, and even mammals. Other bugs have been introduced as biological controls for Florida's most noxious invasive plants. Troglobites adapted to total darkness. Several species of cave-dwelling troglobites live deep in the water labyrinth of Florida's underwater cave systems. or buried in one of several dry caves throughout the state. That sounds incredibly awesome. I would love to explore caves in and around the area of Vice City in Grand Theft Auto 6. Birds in the air and on the ground. Florida's bird population has captured the attention of residents, tourists, and hunters for generations. Florida is home to a large number of avians. More than 450 species may be counted in the winter months. They include large populations of American eagles, turkeys, and songbirds, wading birds, raptors, ducks, and many more. Fish. Florida is well known for hosting the most productive fisheries in the U.S. Fishing is a topic of interest to residents and tourists alike because fish are primarily a source of protein for wildlife and people. Maintaining the health of Florida's fisheries and freshwater habitats is a primary concern in plant management work. There's a bunch of invasive wildlife species as well. Florida's subtropical climate is host to a variety of invasive plant species and also to increasing numbers of non-native animal species, including parrots, iguanas, snakes, frogs, and lizards. Many species are deliberately released or have escaped from captivity. Some have hitchhiked accidentally on products from elsewhere. Once established, invasive species compete with native wildlife for food, shelter, and habitat. Some Florida species have been replaced by introducing invasives, changing the natural habitat forever. So as you can see, there is a huge amount of creatures that we will be seeing in the game, and I don't doubt that the game will let us go out and hunt all of these animals. The question that's looming in our minds, however, is what can we do with these animals? I'm definitely envisioning a very in-depth system for hunting and skinning and collecting animal trophies, just as there was in Red Dead Redemption 2. Obviously, this was never a thing in past iterations of Grand Theft Auto, but it's not something we should rule out for this next game, being that the fact that the game is going to have a huge budget. I don't see why they wouldn't want to bring that to the table. Imagine all the different creatures we could hunt and add to our potential compendium like we had in Red Dead. I just feel like there's just so many animals that we're going to encounter, and that there's just got to be an entire system dedicated to just the wildlife in the game. But obviously, not only wild creatures will exist in the game, there's more than likely going to be dogs and horses in the game as well. One of the questions that comes to mind is, will we be able to ride horses in GTA 6 like we could in Red Dead? I'm going to say that the answer to that question is a solid yes, because I literally can't see why not. I speculated about some sports and activities in my last video, and I brought up the idea of horse racing. Maybe we could even go as far as to own our own ranch in the game and own a few horses as well. Maybe we could train them and groom them and feed them just like we could in Red Dead Redemption 2. All of this is obviously conjecture, but I feel like it's almost such an obvious and easy thing to add to the game, especially considering the fact that Rockstar said they wanted to exceed our expectations for this game completely. And I feel like a lot of people really expect there to be a system like this in the game for all of these animals. So with all that being said, I really think that it could very well be a very big sort of like hunting system, developed for this game, and all of these different animals, and even the ones that I listed, that's probably not all of them that we're going to be able to see in the game. I mean, I don't know the whole region of Florida's animals and whatnot, but I definitely know there's a lot of them. So that's going to be it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to go ahead and list a couple of animals and stuff that we could see in the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know down in the comment section below if you have any input to give me. Maybe you have some ideas for animals that they could add to the game and whatnot. Just leave some comments down in the comment section below. I'll read some of them. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a rating. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And that's gonna be it. See you in the next one.